Training. You cannot rely on CPC training alone. You have to move with changes of the law. Okay? You cannot just leave it. Digital tachographs. How long have they been with us now?
26 years.
5 years.
4 years.
Good, 5 years. 1st of May 2006. How many of your drivers are fully competent at making manual records? Because I know the vast majority are not fully competent at making manual records. Okay? Because I see it day in, day out. When you say, but he had a placement journey there. Hang on, what's a placement journey? Do we have drivers recording all the placement journeys? Okay? They're all part and parcel. You, as the operator, have to be proactive. You cannot be reactive. You cannot wait. You can, as Chris said, you can wait till those are come knocking and then try and sort it out. Or you can be proactive and put the systems in place. I've put planning there. It's not just the drivers that need training. Does anybody look at the analysis reports and say, that's a planning issue? That is somebody who has organised the driver's work in such a way that he cannot comply with the regulations. Therefore, can we sort him out as well? Because the driver takes the brunt of it. You have to look at the people doing the traffic planning. Have they been trained properly? Analog and digitals, there's still a mix. Less and less so, but there's still a mix. Chris touched on it before about merging of data. Domestic regulations, combining reports. Okay? I'm dealing with a case at the moment where one of the drivers has been involved in a serious accident. A very serious accident. Not a fatality, but serious injury. The driver's doing a mixed operation, but the recordings are incomplete. As a consequence, there are a number of drivers who've been interviewed and a number of drivers who are now being prosecuted. It only takes one event, one instance, to get VOSA or the enforcement authorities looking at you and checking your systems. And the only way of being right is to defend it properly. Vehicle reports. How many companies have vehicle reports? How many companies use vehicle reports? On your analogues, missing mileage. You file your charts by driver, you give him a box of 100. Do you get them all back? Now, what is your missing mileage? What's the percentage of missing distance that an operator has? On average, it's around about 3 or 4% without proper systems. In some cases, it's substantially higher. Okay? On the digitals, there's one advert that's out in the trade press at the moment that says you can buy your tachograph to do your chart analysis, vehicle reports optional. I would say they're not optional. You need to have your vehicle reports. They've got some of the key information on that you need to be able to see whether your drivers are compliant. Not just the missing mileage on the analogue, but on the digitals. The unknown driver reports. I know vehicles move with an unknown driver in round the yard. It happens. But what also happens with that unknown driver report is it also shows the times where the driver drove for his own benefit, for the company's benefit, without a chart in, without the digital card in. You've got your overspeeding reports. So one operator just the other week, 135 kilometres per hour out on the overspeed. an average of 116 for a period of over 3 minutes. That is one good hill. All right? Events and faults. Drivers inserting cards whilst they're driving. On this one, this is an unknown driver report. I have changed the registration number. So. Okay, a simple one. November last year, little movements on the Monday. That first one's in the yard, that's fine. All the ones around the 15.10, 15.20, 15.27 are when he's pulled his card because he's got behind on a delivery. And that's him pulling on and off a loading bay. His card's not in, you get the infringement report back, it's got one entry, it's got another entry, and there's no offence. because he's been there for over 45 minutes, and all the software says that's a 45-minute break. But it's not, because he's moved it. Does the same the following day. Oh, and on Wednesday he does a tip off the card in the middle of the night. Okay. And then the following Monday, well, I was running out of time. So I'll do all that, I'll pull my card and I'll drive back in. And his total driving day was 11 hours and 14 minutes. 2 hours and 36 minutes not on the card. This company, when I went in to do the audit and they're not being investigated, said, we never knew. You have to make sure your systems are robust, because if you're not, and that happens, you'll be in the firing line.